Yes guys, FPL is back and I'm so happy about that. Welcome to my very first video on the channel. I'm Johnny and you're watching FPL Johnny. Before we dive in, make sure you drop a like on the video if you're buzzing about the return of the game we all know, love, and occasionally rage quit. Subscribe if you're new, it's going to be a massive season. Since this is a debut video on the channel, a little bit about me, I'm not afraid to take a few punts. I'm not chasing templates, I want to have fun, spot the hidden gems, and hopefully finish with a solid rank this year. This team is just my initial draft for Gameweek 1, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So, let's start off with the team. Let's get right into it, starting with goal. I've gone with Robert Sanchez, and with Petrovic leaving Chelsea, I think Sanchez is finally nailed again, and at his price, he should be a real value pick. I know he got bonus points potential, and the opening fixtures are very solid. Now let's move on to the defense. First up, I've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Looked sharp under Potter toward the end of the last season, and with West Ham's fixtures improving after a tricky start, I like him definitely as a rotation option, but for the start of Game Week 1, I'm going to start him because he versus Sutherland away. Next time, I've gone with Pedro Porro. With Spurs now under Thomas Frank now, I think we'll expect more of a balanced team, and Porro's attacking threat from wingback could definitely make him a standout for sure. Burnley and Bournemouth in the early fixtures, you'd love to see it 100%. In completing the trio, I've gone with the new signing from Liverpool, Jeremy Frimpong. A bit of a wild card, but if he starts, I think he'll definitely make a mark. I know some people are concerned about the minutes and what Slot will do, maybe as a rotation risk, but I am willing to take an early risk, because FPL is about risk, and the upside is definitely huge. Into the midfield, and yes, of course, Salah is there. 14.5 million is expensive for him, but I'm not trying to be clever here. He's definitely in my lineup. Next to him, I've gone with Florian Wirtz, which is probably my favorite pick in the entire team. Classy, creative, and already settling in after the move. I expect him to hit the ground running 100%. Then we've got Cole Palmer. He hasn't scored from open play in what feels like forever, but during his preseason World Cup run with Chelsea, he could definitely be a big beneficiary of Chelsea's new system. And finally, for my starting lineup at mid, I've gone with Ryan Cherki, the new signing from Manchester City, who I think will definitely be a good playmaker. He looks like very sharp and good during the preseason, and at that price, I definitely want to ignore the potential for sure. Now moving on to the forwards, leading the line is João Pedro, and from the Club World Cup run they had with Chelsea, he looked brilliant. There is a minutes risk with Jackson, I know, and the lap lurking, but Pedro right now looks like the main man at Chelsea, and I'm definitely going to take the risk on him. Then we got Jared Bowen, which I believe is the steal attacker in FPL this year. They have moved him from mid to forward this FPL season, and I think he's very underpriced, and I think West Ham are going to go under the radar again for sure. And finally, next to him, I've got Beto from Everton, and I think I'm going to back him for being a surprise FPL striker this season, because he's definitely a very sharp player, and Everton have very good opening fixtures, and I think he'll definitely be on a lot of people's FPR teams for sure. And on the bench, the budget is functional here. I've got Connor, my backup keeper, which should be the number one for Brentford. I have Ramsey from Burnley, and he should be playing and hopefully getting attacking returns from him. I've gone with De Cooper again, solid buy for Brighton, and I think he'll definitely get good underlying numbers for sure. And then I've got Van de Ven to link with Porro, a good 4.5, and definitely has potentially good great attacking returns. So yeah, this is how the squad is shaping up right now. Obviously still tinkering, still exploring options, but I love to know how this team feels. Just one premium, some spicy differentials, and room to react early. I have the captaincy this one for Gameweek 1 on Mo Salah and Palmer as the vice captain. Also, just a reminder, with 2 chips per half season now, I'm building with flexibility, and I might even bench boost early if the stars align. But I want to hear from you all. Who was the first player you locked into your team this season? Let me know in the comments below. And if you think I've missed a must-have, drop that too. We're all learning this new FPL meta together. That's it from me today, folks. Thank you so much for watching my very first video on FPL Johnny.